Hey there, Rafikis. Welcome to the 34 podcast where we learn together. Hope everyone is doing good. Today I'm going to talk about living in America and the notions like people have about America, like the beliefs, the misconception which people have about America, about me included too. Like there's some belief I heard, or there's some notions I heard about America, but I got a privilege to come to America, and some of the misconception are like, okay, this one is right and this one is wrong. So we're going to talk about that. The first thing is like when you come to America, like, or when someone say like so and so is going to live in America, we always have that notion of like, oh my goodness, they've already made it, they're already rich, they're already like millionaires. But then it's not that way. But then we can't blame them, or I can't even blame myself of thinking that way. Because like when Americans go to other people's country, or when they come to our countries, the way they behave, the way like the hotels they live in, the way they dress, the way they talk, what they eat, what they buy as they visit our countries, like it's really different. And what we see is just like expensive, money. So like I think that's what we know. And also their movies, like a lot of American movies, like they show these high-end areas, like, so you see, like they don't show us like their lowest places, they always show high-end places, so we know like, wow, this country is like, it has like all these good things. But then when you have a privilege of coming, it's like a different perspective you have. Like, though a lot of them are true, but most of them are not true. It's just like the perspective we have, or the misconception we have about it, which is, it's fine, you know. Like if you don't know, you like, you'll keep on like thinking of that. But then when you come and see for yourself is when you like think like, but it is not the same, like the way I was thinking, which is fine. So like when you come here, or when you live, when you tell people like, oh, I'm in America, I'm living in America now, like people always know like you've already made it, you already have money. I think they always think when you just landed in America, they give you like bags of money, then they're like, okay, after that is done, come back for more. But no, like here you have to work hard for your money. You are working hard, you're going to work as other people are going. So like whatever you make, you are working hard for it, you worked hard for it. So it's not like the government is giving you or so and so. It's just like you're working for it, and people are really working hard for their money. And also I think it's because of their system too, like which makes them to like, I think, earn a little more. Because here they like work, they're being paid hourly. After every hour you're being paid, you're paid. So for example, if someone works like 5 hours and maybe they give them like $10, that's like $50 a month, $50 a day. And if you do like 50 times 5, that's like 250 a week. And you remember, like that 250, someone in Kenya makes it a month, like, because in Kenya we are being paid a month. So like, so you can see like how that example is. So like you see like someone in America earns more than a person in Kenya, whereby a person in Kenya, like that 250 which someone makes a week in America, someone in Kenya is making it monthly, which is fine. Like that's how like their systems are, and I think that's what is making them to earn more. And also like if you marry a white person, I'll say it in Swahili, ukioa mtu mzungu, yani ukioa mzungu, watu wanadhaningi, wow, this person has made it, richness overload. But no, it's just the same. It's just for example, like if you're in Kenya and you married like a person who is like maybe rich, or like just in between there, they're like, well, they're well off and everything, definitely you'll have like a higher life than the person who, like, you know, they're down here. So I think it's just the same. And also like I have a lot of friends who are like scared of coming to America because they think like everybody owns a guns and they just go on shooting people which is a lie. Which, like, most of them who have guns or who own guns, they use it for their protection, and that's what the gun is for just protecting themselves. But not everybody owns a gun, and not everybody just go and just shooting anybody. So like, don't put that like notion prevent you to coming to your dream country. And also about racism, I have friends who like are just like, no, I can't deal with racist or racism, which is like super sad, because yeah, it's true, there's some places where you can't go because of that. But for me, I've been here for like 7 years or 6 years. I've never experienced that. And also I'm married to a white person, so like you can see, it's not like everybody who is in America is a racist. So again, like, for those who are scared of coming because of racism and of people owning gun, like, not everybody is in that category. So like, don't let that limit you for coming to your dream country, like, just don't let that make you not to come to America because of what you're thinking. Also, like, America is like a very beautiful country. There's a lot of places you can go and just be in awe because of just how the state and different states have like just something which you'll be like, wow, I like this, wow, look at this, look at the roads. And mostly like in the movies, when you see, maybe when people are like maybe in New York and you see the bridges, you see the Times Square, honestly it's the same. It's really neat when you go to those countries. Also, when you go to maybe something like California, like those places, they're really neat. And honestly, the way the movie show, it's just like that. So like, there are a lot of places where you'll go and you'll be like, wow, look at this, look at that. And then the way their system work is really planned. They have really planned their system really well, and it's organized. For example, if you go to get your driver's license, and they're like, okay, you'll get your driver's license in maybe like five business days. They will mail it to you in those days. Just like, you know, Kenya, sometimes they're just not accurate in that. They'll tell you, okay, come after 5 days, then after 5 days you go. They haven't even finished what you wanted. So like, you know, here it's like they're planned and they're really organized. Also, like, their GPS is really accurate. When the GPS say like, okay, you'll be there in 2 hours, maybe if you don't stop, you'll be there in the exact time they have said. So I think like there are some things which are really neat, which you are really so fond of, and just so thankful of the way they are like doing their things, the way they are organized, the way they are planned, the way they are really legit. Also about their online shopping, their online businesses, the way they're legit. Whenever you shop online, you get your things, you know. In Kenya, yeah, I've seen that, which is kudos to Kenya. Like, there's some things which people are like shopping online and they're getting their stuff, which is really good about that. That's really something which is really appreciated about Kenya too. They have started that, and I see people like doing it and it's working. Kudos to that. Yeah, another thing about here which is really accurate is like their corruption. Like, they're not corrupt. That's how I know it. They're not corrupt. Like, unlike Kenya, mostly bribe is like, if you want your thing to be done really fast, especially in the government offices, you need to give someone something so that, and they can do it fast. If you give them money, they're like, it's there, okay, here it is, and you're like, oh. So I think it's just how our government is and how our systems are. It's really different. That's why there are other countries which are developed and other countries which are not. Like, corruption is one thing which is just, you know, eating some countries up, especially in Africa. And also, like, something which I can say it's super expensive here in America, it's the salon. Like, oh my goodness, salons are super expensive here. So if you want like a just simple braids like these ones, it's like $200. And for me, I have that Kenyan mind. I'm like, $200, I can't do that. This one's is like, I'll do my hair for $200 for like a whole year, just in Kenya, if I were in Kenya. But here it's like $200, just braids like this, and maybe you stay with it for a month and you take them out, you can imagine. So it's like, I'm not doing that. I think I need to stop like like converting everything in American dollars to Kenyan dollars, because I always do that a lot, even when I go to store buying some things and I'm like, oh, this one is kale, sukuma wiki 300. I'm not buying them. So I think I need that to just remove that in my mind, which I just need to know, like, this is how it is. Yeah, because sometimes the groceries, like, some of them are expensive, but some of them are really cheap. You're like, oh, I'll get this, I'll get that. Health is expensive too in America. Oh my goodness, if you don't have insurance, it's super expensive. Like, I remember taking my sister to the hospital, and we were shocked because only just consultation was like $200, and they haven't examined you, it was just super expensive. So like, if you don't have insurance, your health will be super expensive, because you know, in Kenya, like a lot of people, like 99% of Kenya, people don't have insurance. But when you come here, insurance is something which it pays you, it's kind of cheaper, but if you use your money, it's expensive when you are sick or something. So you always just pray, God, please help me not to be sick, especially if you're a student, or just you have come to live in America, and you haven't, like, you know, planned how you are living here and all that, and then maybe you become sick, you have to use your money, which will be super expensive. And also there are colleges and there are universities, most of them are super expensive. But then what I can say about their government is, like, sometimes they forgive those student loans. I don't know if they do that in Kenya. When you have help, like, you must finish your student loan, or unlike here, where like sometimes the government is like, okay, we are forgiving like people who haven't finished their student loans, which is really nice. And also, just living in America is just amazing. It's just like peaceful. I think it's peaceful because, you know, like, nobody will like come to your space and bother you, because a lot of them are just introverted. They just like living in their space. Like, sometimes even my neighbors, yeah, they're good people, but sometimes even I don't see them. I'm like, hey, their car is outside, but you know, they're just inside the house. They just prevent that thing of like, oh, I did that, you did that, or maybe my kid did that. Though kids play a lot together. Like here, when you have kids, wow, they'll have good friends because they play a lot together. But then like older people, like, just like staying in their own space, and which is amazing too, because, you know, me too, I'm kind of introverted and extroverted, so I don't see like that is like a big deal. But I could say, like, back home it was like community, you know, everybody knows you, everybody knows your house, you play together. Like, even now, if I go to Kenya, I know a lot of people will remember me, because yeah, there are some people we grew up together. But here, yeah, here a lot of people are introverted. They just like staying in their own place, in their own space, without bothering people. Even sometimes you can be walking or running and you just meet someone and nobody cares, nobody even greets you. They have this cheeky smile which they do. That sometimes I'm like, sometimes when I don't smile, I'm like, I don't care about that. But they have, like, that's them. Like, you know, when you go somewhere, you have to just adapt their culture, which I'm adapting American culture, because that's who they are, and you know, you can't like judge them because that's who they are. So like, those are kind of the things which I think about American. But if you have anything else which I haven't said, or which I haven't like talked about, you can add them on the comment section. And so thank you so much for your support, guys. Thank you so much. And also just subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for your support. And as we say, kesho pia ni siku. Adios.